Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to try something new, but I'm only going to carry it on if I get feedback. So, I've just done a video the other day there on the little Clio, and I've had more comments on that than most of our stuff, because I assume people were interested in day-to-day, my daily working day life, i.e. I do this YouTube for fun, running my garage. So we'll give this one a go. We'll give it a little try. I don't know if this is the correct term. I'm not massively into all this, but daily blogging. Vlogging? That's like what it's called, vlogging. I'll look it up, the right technical term for it. Would you like to see just a short, less than 5-minute video of my daily working life? What's in? I'm not going to video record doing the work. I'll show you what I've done or what I'm about to do or what's booked in. Maybe a little bit of chit-chat about whatever events are going on. I don't know if there's going to be a storm coming or whatever's happened in the news or whatever's happening in my personal life, you know, like if we're planning on, you know, if it's a Friday and we're planning on going somewhere on a Saturday, what people suggest, whatever, I don't know. I've got no idea, but we'll just see how it goes. Let us know in the comments for this video if you want to see a day-to-day short 5-minute video of what I've got booked in and what I'm doing. So I'll start it off today. I'll swing the camera around. Got in today, which is coming up on another video, this Honda CR-V, so keep watching. This is in, which needs quite a bit of work done, which I'll go through the point here of never judge a book by its cover. Like, this car on the top surface looks lovely. Underneath, which you'll see in another video, needs quite a bit of work. So this has just been stuck up on the lift because we've got that many cars in at the minute. I'm having to park cars underneath of it at night. Not customers' cars, my old banger, where I used to put the dog in. So, first up, we're just pricing up some jobs which I've been doing on a scrap piece of paper here while I'm trying to make a cup of coffee. All the work that needs done to it. I'll go through what it needs done roughly. There's drop links hanging off galore on there. That drop link's actually totally detached. So, I mean, I can't get it with my fingers, but it is, as you can see, totally off. So it needs drop links, welding, front arms, the bushes are hanging out on it, all sorts, exhaust hangers, tyres, blah de blah. So I'm pricing this up for the guy because he wants to sell it. So if anybody is interested in it, you might not want to buy it when you see how much work it needs, but if the guy goes ahead and does the work, I think it's a decent £3,000 vehicle for today's prices, because things have just gone crazy. If you want to see some stuff here, this is just what I've ordered in. As you can see, like, I go on and on to people, or I only use original equipment, and as you can see, all my bulbs are Osram, which is what cars leave the factory with, Osram or Phillips. So if you come and get a bulb from here, headlight, stoplight, indicator, whatever, it's all original equipment. So, and we do obviously sell the ring bulbs in blister packs if people want to take them away themselves. I don't normally just dump things around like that, it's just with getting orders. So that's that. What else have I got in today? Right. Little Corsa we've got in. It come in with a misfire, which is common as muck with these Corsas. Misfiring, using loads of fuel. Straight away I knew without even plugging the diagnostics in, which I did, to come up with a misfire. Coil packs always fail on these. Always fail. So change that, but obviously when you change them, it's highly advisable, unless you know on a personal level they've just had spark plugs recently. So it's hard. Again, if you note on there, that was a Delphi original equipment Vauxhall one. That's what's been fitted. A Delphi coil pack with NGK spark plugs. I don't use anything else in this garage apart from original equipment, as well as filters, Man and Bosch. It's all that ever gets used. So that's what in for that. And as well, the heater fan's off. So I've done the spark plugs, done the code scan. I would have shown this earlier, but it's only just coming to my mind to do this. Done a code scan, took the spark plugs out, they were knackered. You can't really test these, I just know from experience that's what it was. That's fitted, engine running like a dream. And the other fault that it's got is the heater fan isn't working, but there's a multitude of problems with this. So we'll start off, there's the heater fan. I'll come to this one at the end. What I did was, first thing you do is remove the heater fan, and you just get an old battery, and you just put a 12-volt feed to it, and it's dead. So there we go, we know that's wrong, but these Corsas, which we're going to go to now, if you come with us, On another note, got a brand new transporter coming, 1-year-old transporter, ripped all the under trays off. If you own a transporter, be very careful when you're going through deep water or any kind of flood water, because these are new modified units, under trays. This covers the AdBlue tank, and now they've got these holes in, so when you hit a flood, the water comes out and doesn't rip them off. So if you haven't got the modified one, this cost nearly £200, I believe, for all these and the fitting kits. Anyways, that's another job. We'll walk over to the Corsa, and I shall show you what we've been doing, and I'll go around what else we're doing. Excuse the wind. So, like I've said, we took the heater motor out because I knew they're problematic on these, and it doesn't work. But if I can find it, the resistors on these are very common, and if you look, it's all cracked and burnt out. So the likelihood is, if you want to change the new heater motor, this would probably blow it up anyway, or this would have failed and not worked. And the last did say it only worked on level 4 anyways. So, needs a new heater motor, new resistor. Don't go fitting a new heater fan unless you change the pollen filter, because look at the state of that, and that's a main cause of burning out heater motors. So, new pollen filter, which is somewhere down there. So you can see Bosch. But the only problem with this car, it's got a missing cover for the pollen filter, which is nearly £30 from Vauxhall, and this is already costing quite a lot for the lass. So I'm just going to put some gaffer tape on that for a couple of weeks, and then get the plate put on, and then that'll help the air circulate better, because it will be losing pressure through there. But this lass is already spending more than I think she wants to spend anyway. Weird how I've got a fault with this Volvo, exactly the same as this, and my partner's car. The mirror glass fell off. She's been driving around like this for nearly a year. Before anybody says for an MOT, quick question. Obviously, not with it hanging off like this. I've pulled it off to change it. Is that a pass or a fail? I'm going to tell you the answer now anyways, which is stupid, but is that a pass or a fail for an MOT? I don't know how to work this one. Shall I tell you now, or shall I let you answer? I'll just tell you. That is a straight pass for an MOT. As long as you've got your obligatory mirrors, i.e. it's not a van, as long as you've got your interior mirror and your offside mirror, that is not a requirement. This is a 100% requirement for an MOT. Your driver's mirror, you have to have it. Instant fail. But you can either have the interior mirror missing or that one missing, and it's still pass and advise. Because if you remember back in the day on cars, older people will remember this, your near side mirror was an optional extra on a lot of cars. You actually had to pay to have it as an extra. So if you've got that interior mirror in this one, that's not required. Or if that's missing, it doesn't matter anyway, as long as you've got that one, like in a van. But if that mirror was missing on a van, if this was a Corsa van, that would be a fail. So there's all different ways it works. Just thought I would let you know that. Bit of boring information. You may find it boring, but hey ho. So there we go. Just going to pop that new mirror in when it comes. They come with the new backing plates and the heated plates. And I'll show you what I've been doing underneath here. We're currently waiting for parts. So, pollen filter's out, resistor's out, new one's fitted under there. As you can see, that's it there. That's the new resistor in. That's when the new heater motor comes. And that's the pollen filter. And like I mentioned, there's a little door on here that's missing, which we'll see what happens, because I don't think the last one's to spend the money. So that's that, as well as the mechanical work on this I've done. Unfortunately, I wish I could have showed you this stripped down, but I've only just thought of this now. We've been checking fuses for the heater beforehand. In here, the coil pack, all you need to do is just slide that back. I'll just see if I can do it. There we go. And there's the new Delphi coil pack fitted with new plugs, and it runs a treat. So that's that. Topped that antifreeze up because I was out in. Screen wash, check that oil. It is leaking a bit from this oil switch, but I cannot just keep going making I spend money on the car because it doesn't want to. So that's that. Onto a different car. This is in for MOT. Now have a look around at this thing. Looks a complete mess, doesn't it? You know what it is? These are cracking little cars. It's got a bit of a hick, but it actually drives lovely. All the lacquer peel on there. And this is just in for MOT, but as you can see, it's had all new tyre, well, 3 new tyres fitted. And you would expect an 03 plate car coming in looking like this, needing more than just a couple of tyres. So that's got the tyres on. I'll be doing an MOT on that probably sometime today or tomorrow. It's just left over for a few days. But really, bar putting a bit of corrosion protection underneath, because back axles on the, not this is the pre-facelift, the facelift ones are terrible for back axles actually coming off the car. So I always put the corrosion on them, and on this one it doesn't seem too bad. Screen wash on it, repaired that. I think it had a couple of bulbs or something like that, but that's ready, that's prepped, ready to be MOT'd. Onto this one, Simon's busy working on it. Like I've said, I've had my partner's mirror fall off. That's fallen off. Funny enough, everybody will recognise this. This is my Volvo that Simon bought off us. But as I've mentioned to people on the channel, I will be recording everything as and when I do stuff on it. But he's had exactly the same problem. He's got the backing plate off because he wants to do painting on it. But his mirror glass did exactly the same as that one, where the glass just falls off them. It's just the bonding agent on the back seems to be a common thing at the minute. So that's that getting done. This little what is it, the Toyota one, yeah, the Igo. These are a nightmare for keys and stuff. I'm not actually going to touch this because this has just been recovered from the locksmith has just been to get it. As you can see, it's all in bits. And there must be a problem with the ignition barrel. I'm not even going to touch it because my dad's just driven it back and told us not to take the key out. So I'm not going to touch it, but this will either be getting a new ignition barrel or a new key or something like that. Top tip while we're on one of these. If you own one of these and you have a blown fuse, I'm not joking you, you've got to go to this extent to get to the fuse box, taking all the cowling off. It's absolutely pathetic. And the heater motors on these, while we're on the top of the heater motors, the whole dash needs to come out practically to get to the heater motor over there. So there might be a little car, these, but they can be very, very painful to work on. So that's that. And I'll leave this video here. The only other one we've got in is a newer shape Fiesta to the one over there. Well, actually, the one after the facelift, I forget what mark you class them as. It's like it's a 10 plate or something. And that's just been in for a straightforward. I might just switch this instead of talking to myself walking on. And that's just in. It's just, I think it's a 61. Let's have a look on the documents. My dad hasn't wrote the reg. It's 61, 2010, 2011, something like that. And it's just in for MOT and service. It's hardly done any miles. It's only getting an oil and filter change, which is the box I showed you in the bin, the cardboard box, and 3 tyres. Again, it seems to be a big thing, everybody. If you check your tyres for cracking, it's so important. Because the guy who owns this Honda here was like, oh, well, he says, but this tyre I thought would have been more of an issue, would been slightly bald on the inside. But it isn't, because there's loads of tread. He goes, but I thought that would have been more of an issue than the cracking on the tyre, which I'll show you there, those cracks. But some of them are really deep when you go around the edge of the tyre. But the difference is, if you remember how deep them cracks are, and everybody might think, oh, well, that's just the cracks, it's fine. It isn't, because you see this tyre, the one at the front, with a slight bit of tread wear on the inside and plenty of tread across the rest of the tyre, that wouldn't do much issues. But when you're doing 70 mile an hour and one of these perished tyres explode and you get a blowout, that's when you end off on your roof upside down in a ditch and potentially very seriously injure or kill yourself. So don't focus so much on tread, obviously, as long as it's more than 1.6 mil. Focus on the condition and the age of the tyre, because it's old perished tyres that kill people. Honestly, that's God's honest truth. And I proved my point to this guy, showing on the date stamp there, 2012. The tyre's 10 years old. 10 years old. So, you know, and if anybody's experienced a blowout, especially on a rear tyre, on a top-heavy car, you flip the car, you roll them, just doesn't bear thinking about. Anyways, this one's on to 13 minutes. I want to try and keep these less than 10, but obviously this is the first time, so I've had to explain. So let us know what you think. Please be honest. If you can't be bothered with it, and you think there's going to be too many videos getting uploaded, I'll stop doing them. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. If not, tell us you like it. But I only work 4 days a week. I only work Tuesday to Friday. Monday, I have my daughter for the minute. I probably will start coming back and doing a bit more work on Mondays. What I used to do on a Monday, when used cars were cheaper, I would get myself a cheap banger at the beginning of the month, do it up, use it a bit, and then generally swap it or change it for something else. But I've had to stop doing that because, as you know, used cars are just impossible to get a hold of now. But yeah, I only work Tuesday to Friday, so it would only be 4 videos a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So don't worry, I'm not going to be bombarding everybody with like flipping 5 and 6 videos every day. It would just be one video, less than 10 minutes, depending on what's in, just a daily walk around. Some days it might be boring, just boring work. Other days it might be more interesting stuff. Let us know. Do you want to see that or not? It's only 5-10 minutes of me day. If you do, let us know. So here's another example. It's my mum who comes in every day and walks, if you can see him. I don't know if I'll get him in the picture. Everybody knows about me dogs. There's some stuff if you want to ask about them. The little one, my partner's off the day, so he's not here, so it's just Harvey. My mum comes in every day to walk the dog, so in case you ever wonder what all the barking is, I'll do a bit walk over here, sorry. This car over here, in case I get questions asked about this one, I may as well put all this in my first video, that I passed my driving test in 2006, and I learned to drive in this car. And then we had it for a lot of years as a garage car. Then I sold it to one of my customers who had it for about 4 years, and then I bought it back off him and used it just as a runabout. But over the time, the old thing's getting hard up. It's got nearly 200,000 miles. I think the dashboard's even stopped working. She's hard up. She's got a full tank of red diesel in it. Everybody panic there. Red diesel on it, but if you look on the MOT history, it hasn't been used for I don't think it's been on the road for about 3 or 4 years now. And all it does, it goes in the garage, starts up, drives, stops. In the morning, starts up, reverses out. And it's done that for, I'm going to have to check the MOT history. It's got to be 5 years now. Tank of red diesel, the alternator's packed in, the brake pipes have burst, and all it does is just start it up, reverse it back, use the handbrake to obviously stop you rolling through the wall, and as I've said, the alternator is packed up, and they're a nightmare of a job on these. So all I do is every time I get a scrap car in or something, I've got a collection of decent batteries. It usually lasts a week, Tuesday to Friday, and then on a Friday I do a full charge on it and it lasts the next week. Fires up into life, no problem. I am not joking you, this engine has been started up and stopped thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and any other engine would have just blown up and given up the ghost. And this thing, the 2-litre DI, fantastic. It still purrs like a kitten. Honestly, I swear to God, when it's up to temperature, it chews on a bit to start up because it's all getting clogged up, and I think a couple of glow plugs are on their way out. But yeah, this is my, I don't get sentimental with cars whatsoever, but this does holds back good memories for me, put it that way. I can tell you every single dint on it. That dint right there was me when I was stupid and 17 and I got too drunk and I come home and I actually fell into the car. So I can tell you what the marks come from on it. And mechanically wise, everything else works. Do you know what the weird thing is as well? No alternator charging or nothing. And the air conditioning on this thing is absolutely ice cold. All my other cars, apart from the Corolla, don't work. But really, it's just a junkyard. It's a storage yard. It's got stuff on the roof. There's all sorts inside of it. It's just like a mobile shed, to be honest. Self-contained shed. But the main purpose of this is the dogs. At the minute they've been in the office because it's been quite cold. But it's got a 6-foot cage in the back. And that's where Harvey obviously went when before I got the puppy. But now the puppy and Harvey will go in there. And that's, again, just spare batteries, just shite everywhere in it, and that's going to be for Harvey and the puppy when the weather's nice. They're out here outside, and I've got the long rope on it, so I can let them. I need to get a second one for the puppy, and in the summer they can just jump in and out as they please, and when people come in and stuff, or it rains, they've got somewhere to shelter, or if it's really bad, shut the boot, and they're self-contained. So there you go. Before I get any questions asked about that, that's that. This has gone into 18 minutes now, but obviously on a daily basis I will just keep them to 5-10 minutes depending on what's in. So let us know what you think of that. Leave comments below. I'll put this on my Facebook page as well if anybody wants to comment on there, but ideally try and keep them to YouTube because it doesn't really help me figures on Facebook at all. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. If you are watching this and you want to kind of keep track of it, hit the subscribe button, and every time I load a video up, which is only going to be one a day, like I've said, I only work 4 days a week. It'll be just one day, 4 days a week, and then the odd one I put on the weekend with unrelated to the garage stuff like projects. So thanks for watching. Catch you in another video. Bye.